Hey guys, Huzz here bringing you another video. So welcome to what appears to be a live commentary, but it isn't. This is actually a hybrid between live gameplay and a replay analysis episode, and I thought I'd try it out. I think we have done it on the channel before, but maybe a long time ago. So what I'd say, if you guys think this is a good idea, and you don't have to like it now, but you can like it in a bit. If you're like, oh, this is a good idea, it helps Huzz climb, we still going to get his perspective, then throw a like on the video, and I may do this more, but I will say, you're going to get a bunch of them in a row at the moment. So basically, just to kind of premise what this is. So I'm playing solo queue, but this was recorded a couple days ago, but obviously it's not a replay file. So what I did is, while I was playing one evening, I think I played 5 games, I just recorded the live gameplay, as you're seeing here, like a normal live commentary, but I didn't do a commentary. It let me focus a little bit more, it let me listen to music that, I like doing when I'm playing. So it just is me playing, I wouldn't say obviously my best, but it's a lot more than commentary. So it's basically, the reason why I did this, by the way, just to explain, while we're just in early lane phase, is because I want to climb, and we're Diamond 2 a few weeks ago, we dropped down to Diamond 5, we started climbing up a little bit. I was just a bit frustrated, so I was like, I'm just going to put like at least one evening that I test this, see what the audience think, and if it helps me, and people don't mind these commentaries, then maybe once a week, I'll do one of these sessions, and that might help me climb quite a bit. So anyway, we're playing Vladimir. If my memory serves correct, we did blind pick this. And another thing that you guys can actually tell me is, obviously in this game, I didn't include, while he does a lot of return damage, I didn't include champion selects or anything like that because obviously, I was like, I'm just doing the gameplay. But if what you'd potentially want me to do is also include the champion select in even this type of commentary, let me know. But anyway, Ryze versus Vladimir. It's a matchup that can go kind of either way. Both have incredible scaling. Vladimir's got good sustain, but this Ryze went the fairly new tonic and corrupting start. It's so much early sustain that, like, it's really hard to deal with a lot of the time. So I go for a play on him, go for the ignite play. The unfortunate thing, you just saw at the bottom left, that minion just died to the tower. That made him level up, and unfortunately we didn't get the kill. If he didn't level up, he was 100% dead. So unfortunately we do not get first blood. And I thought it was, maybe I was a bit confident in that he was dead. Anyway, we're going for a flash play. Lee Sin, I actually thought he could have gone for that. The reason why I thought he could have gone for that was because I tanked the first tower shot. Ryze didn't have flash. If he went for it, and then I think Lee Sin still had flash, he should have been able to get away. So I actually think Lee should have gone for that, if I'm all honest. But yeah, so we don't get first blood. Bot lane actually gets first blood, but now I will talk a little bit about our team comp, because we actually haven't talked about or spoken about our team comp at all. We have a weird one. So the weird thing with it is that we've got a Master Yi in the top lane. Obviously, that's not really normal. But, what's the benefit of having a Master Yi top? Well, one, just to say he's a completely, like, one trick, and while I do mute the Lee, because he's just going to be a bit annoying. Again, everybody's got different muting policies in League. It's something that I hope no one takes, like, too seriously, and like, occasionally people do in the comment section. It's just something that everybody does personally, and if I want to focus on a game and I think someone's going to be a little bit annoying, they're just muted. It's not that big of a deal. Hell, Challenger people don't really talk to each other in games, so you don't need the communication. But anyway, sorry. The Master Yi is a one-trick, complete one-trick. Like, the beginning of this game, I think the Lulu said that he just played with that guy and he played AD carry. I personally think that's going too far when you're becoming a one-trick and you're playing every role of the champ, but obviously people know my opinion of one-tricks anyway. But, I'm not going to deny Master Yi as a champion does have strength if the enemy team can't deal with him. And the one thing that I was always thinking about our comp, and I was like, our comp's not bad in this aspect, is obviously, yes, we've got a Lee that will kind of fall off and stuff, but we've got a Vladimir, Lulu, and also an Ezreal who's good in late game, and then a Yi. Like, in our team fights will be utter chaos. That, like, okay, are you going to focus are you going to use your CC on the Master Yi and stop him? Okay, then there's a Vladimir on top of you. While the Master Yi is going on top of you, there's a Lulu that's going to be annoying, because I would imagine the Lulu is going to probably use more of her stuff for the Master Yi than the Ezreal in late game, while the damage return that Ryze has is incredibly high. The reason why I think Lulu should kind of focus the Master Yi rather than the Ezreal. Ezreals in late game are relatively self-sufficient. Like, they have good mobility themselves, so they don't always rely on the support to bail them out like a Lulu can. So that's kind of where we're thinking. But obviously, he's playing Yi versus Gnar. if I was a Gnar, like, again, I play that champion a bit, I'd actually be happy with that matchup. Like, I wouldn't be scared of laning against the Master Yi personally. And obviously, you did see earlier that Master Yi got a kill on the Gnar. So obviously something went wrong. Gnar, like, traded with him face to face or something. Anyway, gang going in the bot lane. Lulu gets a kill, which is good. Again, a kill's a kill in the end of the day. It doesn't really matter who gets it, you know, especially when you're a little bit behind. Just get that kill. Ryze throws a ward in the mid lane, just for probably secure vision, because, again, it's actually quite a smart ward to do, by the way, if you're wondering why. It enables further vision of, like, are they roaming or not? So you do a little bit of a deep ward, not enough to be in tower range. And even if I'm chilling back at the tower, he's got no minions in the area. He might be able to see me and it's like, oh no, Ryze is still in mid lane. Vlad's still in mid lane. He's not roaming. So that's why you'll occasionally see those wards, by the way. Also, just to note, I'll say the upcoming 5 episodes, most of them are relatively the same champions that you're used to at the moment. One of them most definitely isn't, I will say, just to kind of like hint at it. I accidentally picked a champion top lane that I didn't mean to. It was an Udyr in the top lane. I accidentally meant to... Well, I meant to pick Urgot, but it went wrong. I'll explain it in that video. So yeah, look forward to that one. Anyway, I was trying to bait the Ryze a little bit there, and I tanked... I took a lot of damage for that. So, you know, always be thinking when you're kind of doing stuff in this. And I hope my thought process... Again, I played this game a couple days ago, but you can kind of relive the moment. While Kha'Zix comes in mid. Really unfortunate timing for me, because, like, I was about to back off. But then Kha'Zix, like, well, I was going to back off, but then I was like, okay, Kha'Zix is there. He's probably just going to wait there. And he jumped immediately. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't expect him to jump immediately, but he did. But yeah, I can't remember what my point was going to be, but yeah. Anyway, there's a lot more episodes to come that hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Again, these potentially, especially when we get to, like, more analytical points of the game, these potentially will be, like, as I said, a hybrid between replay and live, that they're probably going to be more educational than live gameplay, but not probably as much as replay, because replay, I can pause it really easily. I can, like, go anywhere on the map that I want. But obviously, this is locked to my perspective. So I know a lot of people like to know my perspective because they want to know where I'm looking. You know, you can see where my mouse is. Anyway, gank coming bot lane. Nami's really low. I'm not sure she's going to die, though. The Lee Sin, I think, kicked the wrong target. And he also survives on very low health, gets ignited. But there's that. So yeah, this game to me is more of a tick. There's the kill, by the way, return kill. And again, like I mentioned, I wouldn't be scared if I was a Gnar against a Yi. I even think this Yi took ignite and the Gnar took teleport. And I think we just saw that the ignite was used. So that's a Gnar killing a Yi without the use of ignite or anything. But yeah, Ryze's return damage is incredibly high. Obviously, it's reliant on hitting his Q, so we've got to make sure we dodge that. Kha'Zix gets one kill, probably going to end up with another. So this game isn't looking good right now. And again, the one thing that I'm in the back of my mind constantly holding on to is this game potentially is all okay when we group. It's like the enemy team still has an incredibly strong group, by the way, because like Gnar, Ryze, a Vayne that, like, again, it's the classic, oh, you're going to focus a Vayne. If you focus a Vayne, then there's a Kha'Zix that can assassinate. Oh, you're going to focus a Vayne, then there's a Ryze. Or if you focus a Ryze, then there's a Vayne. It's the trifecta of having really big carries in your team. And I will actually add to the point, that's where TSM, for the past year or two, has gone really bad with their competitive play. This is where we can kind of link it. Bjergsen doesn't play carries anymore, so they basically have only, you know, enemy teams who play against TSM only have one person to focus the AD carry because Bjergsen refuses or whatever to play carries. So it's really easy kind of to beat TSM nowadays, and that's kind of what you saw if you watched the LCS last night. I think it was last night for me uploading this. But yeah, that's why TSM is really suffering, is because their mid laner isn't a carry anymore, which is really confusing to most TSM fans. Anyway, Ryze has gone missing. I do ping. They are going to go for a dive on him. Again, it should be a relatively easy dive because you get the Master Yi to start the dive. If Master Yi gets a little bit low, then you get him to press Q, reset, and then, you know, he doesn't have tower aggro anymore. Anyway, while they have 100% confirmation that Lee Sin's top, they go for a play on the bot lane. So they get Mountain Dragon, they get another kill. Ryze even goes bot lane and he uses his ultimate to go down there. So yeah, a little bit rough this game. You know, the score is 7-3. We are, I'd presume, down on gold in general. And also, you could make to the point that, yeah, there is a Vayne that is winning lane phase. A Vayne should never win lane phase, especially against an Ezreal Lulu, who is probably one of the best poking lanes in the game. For constant harass to keep people low health. And yeah, it's a Nami, but Nami will either go or is not going to heal that much. So it's a little bit worrying. And some people made the point earlier, like, oh, Huzzy, you muted the Lee Sin for a similar point. Yeah, It's one thing saying it in a commentary that none of my teammates will know. You know, did you see me type it in chat? No, don't type it in chat. Like, again, there's so many people in the comment section that just don't get that basic principle, the difference between a commentary and typing stuff in chat. You can be negative in, like, shouting it out loud as long as your teammates don't hear. That's fine. Don't tilt your teammates by typing unnecessary things. So just to make the point. Anyway, build-wise, I think well, you know, my Vladimir build, I'm still working on it because I'm picking up Vladimir more and more and more. But I think, going to go for the, you know, I've got the revolver there, which does go into the proto belt, which I really like the proto belt, by the way. But I also, again, this champion is one of the very few champions, if not the only champion, that I buy whatever the item's called, that you stack it up to 100 stacks and you get AP on use. Like, Vlad's the only champion that I do that on, while Kha'Zix is back in mid. He is going for another gank. So he has ganked a little bit in mid lane, by the way. I'm going to go for an ultimate play. I don't know if I go for the kill. Yeah, I don't go for the kill. I just go for an ult. Get my health back from it. Get Kha'Zix pretty low. So that's not a bad kind of 2v1 while they kill Gnar again. Again, the reason why they're focusing Gnar, by the way, is the exact same thing. Gnar's ult typing. Again, he's speaking French, so I don't really... I can pick up the odd word here and there because my French isn't terrible. But, you know... Why is he all typing? You're literally telling the win condition of your team. Like, it's a Master Yi. Like, he might be thinking this Gnar. Why are they ganking me? Because it's a really fed Vayne. And although true, I'd like the Lee to focus bot lane a lot, it's still a fed Master Yi. Like, he's still going to do damage if you can't deal with him. So, like, the Gnar all typing is only making it worse for him because it's making it prove that he's not going to play very well and he's tilting himself, his attitude's going. So, yeah. Bot lane, by the way, they died just a little while ago. Again, the Lulu is having a pretty bad game. You know, she got caught. You know, there's no excuse for that. She got caught, I think, by a bubble. I think then she got walled. So it's like, how do you get caught by that? So they should be playing really defensive, which at the moment they're not. So I do type, yo, we need to help bot lane. That's all you need to type. Nothing more, nothing less. It might just put in the mind of people that, okay, let's go bot lane a little bit more. Just to remind everybody, whenever you mute somebody, they still see what you type. And to anybody that doubts that, it's been tested 1,000 times. We've even confirmed it on this channel before in the past. They still see what you type. It's only that if they mute you also, then that's when they don't see you. So yeah, the Lee Sin can still see. But yeah, the Ryze damage, I will say, I haven't played against a Ryze in quite a little while, I'm going to be honest, because I don't think he's a very good solo queue champion. But his damage surprised me this game. Like, I was actually shocked of how much damage he did. So they're coming mid lane now. I love ultimate because I actually think I could nearly one-shot this Vayne. I've got no help at the moment because my team is taking a little while to get there. Ryze actually goes for a little play, gets hit by the tower a couple times, which is nice. Nami's actually defending the backside. She actually somehow comes over the wall. I don't know if she flashed after the Lee Sin or something. I presume she did. Lee Sin, I think, is going to die or maybe live. Ryze goes for a flash play. I just get instant gibbed. Lulu did have ultimate, but didn't use... well, Lulu wasn't in the area. Yi is in the area, though, too. You know, I am typing, which, again, I do admit I probably shouldn't type that, but it's like, it does feel like a 3v5, because it's like me, Master Yi, and Lee are kind of trying, and then bot lane, I don't know what they're doing. Because, like, in that whole interaction, by the way, Ezreal didn't do any damage, like, 0. So... it's a bit rough. But again, I even admit I shouldn't type that. So, let's move on to, like, the plan, really. Is probably just try to maximize our gold while minimizing, obviously, the enemy's gold. That's the basic function of League of Legends. Because, you know, is this game a ticking time bomb based on comp? Yes and no, if we play it well. And what I mean by that is, like, the enemy team probably is quite reliant, I'm going to be honest, on their Vayne. Because, you know, Ryze, he does good damage for sure. Meanwhile, there's a play happening. He goes straight into me. Yi flashes it, which he didn't need to because I was there, but I guess he wanted the kill. So they get one kill. Kha'Zix being a bit greedy. But yeah, the enemy team, I think, are going to be focusing quite heavily on bot. You know, the Vayne, that's one lane by a lot. Ryze, it doesn't do bad damage at all. Meanwhile, there's a play happening. Gnar goes for the ultimate in. Yi's going on the Vayne in the back line. She flashes over in a really weird position. He gets another kill. I'm actually going to flash over the wall to try and get the slow. Ezreal dies once again into the 1v1. Which, again, these two just aren't... The Lulu and the Ezreal just aren't playing very well. You know, even now the Ezreal is now all-typing, which is a sign of someone that's tilted. It's, you know, what can you do? You can't really help these type of teammates. Anyway, Lee Sin's using the Rift Herald again. Lee Sin as a champion doesn't really want the Rift Herald, by the way, because obviously it gets rid of his trinket, which gets rid of his wall chumps. I'm not sure if it was the best use of it, to be honest, because I don't actually think we're going to end up getting the tower from that Rift Herald use. Lee Sin goes for a play, doesn't actually end up getting it. Gnar is nearly mega, so he's probably going to come in for a play. I throw my Ignite on him, going to go for a bit of damage, go for nearly get the kill. But the enemy team, Ryze ultimate comes in, and bam. So again, it was a 3v5. We don't get the tower, I don't think. And you can even see me typing, please just group and we'll win. Again, that's my thought process this game. And I know it's my thought process most games. It's because it's true. I'm a firm believer of somebody that gets accounts, you know, I get accounts to Diamond for fun. The easiest way to climb until probably about Diamond 2 is grouping. Like 100%. Like, again, that's the Lulu sloppy play, basing, you know, really, for like, again, you can kind of see my levels of frustration building because it's just really sloppy play that is just not needed for a diamond quality player. That should never happen. You know, basing like that when you can see the enemy team right near, like that's just somebody that's like not trying anymore. But I'm still holding on that our group is really good. You know, it's two late game champions, a Master Yi and a Vladimir. Are they going to be able to deal with both? Like a Vladimir ultimate, by the way, a lot of people don't even realize when you pop Vladimir ultimate, any target that's affected by it, I think like they take something like 12% or something increased damage. It might be 11%. So if you pile that on top of like what we have a Master Yi doing resets, a Lee Sin kick and stuff, that's a lot of damage. Like that's what I'm holding on to, as well as I can probably one-shot a Vayne. You know, a Vayne is quite fed, but I, as a champion, I can probably one-shot her. Anyway, Master Yi alone, by himself, he actually does end up getting a kill. And right there, if that doesn't, like, I'm already still thinking that we can win this game. If that to the Ezreal, if that to the Lulu doesn't make them think that we can win, I don't know what will. He just 3v1'd, got a kill when he was caught out. Like, 100% he can get a kill. Anyway, Kha'Zix is trying to escape. Ezreal misses his Q really badly, but he does end up getting the kill. I don't end up getting anything, which is a shame. Maybe I should have gone more all in for the Nami and just completely like leave the Kha'Zix, but I really just wanted to make sure the Kha'Zix died because that would have sucked if he didn't. But it's, you know, the game's going okay. Again, as for kills, it's not even that far away. Like the game does seem like, oh god, we're losing quite badly. They're only like what, 6 kills ahead. That's not that bad, you know. In the grand scheme of things, that's basically nothing. Because again, what wins you the game? Early game or late game? Late game does if you get to late game. Because, you know, in your first 10 minutes, you can't kill the Nexus. You kill the Nexus in the last 25. So it's always something just to worth note that the early game isn't everything. Especially if, like, again, I've said it before, there are some players in League that are really good in some functions and really bad in others, and that can be as simple as lane phase versus team fights. There are some people out there that absolutely suck at lane phase, and I'm being honest, it's my weakness. One of my weaknesses in my game is lane phase. What just happened? I legit think... What? Okay, sorry for that as a distraction. You may have not heard that. Obviously, I'm recording myself through OBS, so I've got OBS open. I think someone just Twitch subscribed as I'm doing this commentary. And I'm not streaming, by the way. This game also wasn't streamed. I think someone just Twitch subbed. Thank you, said person who subbed when I'm not even streaming. Okay. Anyway, Master Yi's in top lane. I'm expecting the whole enemy team to go top lane. I think it's fairly obvious. They were all heading that direction a couple seconds ago. So I'm actually trying to make my way. 4 people top lane. I think it could even turn into 5. Master Yi's trying to get into the redemption, but boom, dies. He probably needs to be a little bit less alone because he is going alone a lot. Or we just need a group. Again, I said it earlier. We just need a group. That's it. End of. Full stop. But we've got an Ezreal that's never going to be grouping. The Yi's going a little bit too alone at the moment. You can see even there in chat, he says, I only expected 3. Again, when the enemy team have got this advantage, they probably want to try and end the game ASAP, because why wouldn't you? You can even see, I'm typing again, I'm pinging that guy. Don't know why the Lee Sin did that play, gonna be honest, kind of hinting in a weird way. But Ezra is still bot lane, as you can see. So, a little bit rough. I am trying to just get rid of the enemy team. I've popped my ultimate just to try and get rid of them. Lulu ults me, Nami flashes away. I pop my ultimate so I do regen a little bit. And I'm just trying to save the tower at the end of the day. And I do manage to save it. Because again, it may not seem like a lot. And obviously towers do fall quite quick. But that's delaying them. That right there, not letting them get that kill, is stopping them for another minute, another 2 minutes. Because if they got that tower then, when they came back to top lane later in the game, that tower wouldn't have been an obstacle. When now we actually can hold there because it's not gone. So it is worth trying to hold your towers like that. Anyway, Kha'Zix is in our jungle. probably not going to do anything with him anymore. He's probably escaped or just hiding. Again, he could be looking for an assassination. I think potentially we're guessing that they're still top lane. So we're all heading back up to top lane. Marcy gets caught once again. Again, sloppy play is kind of happening, to be honest. So I go for the Nami. I do manage to get it. Go for the W. I don't think I managed to get the slow, unfortunately. And I do just get absolutely obliterated by the Ryze. This Ryze, by the way, is 6-0, but he does go down first death. So that is worth my death. But yeah, just sloppy play is happening. The Yi, twice in a row, went top lane without really like thinking that there's going to be multiple people. So you can even see the Ryze is trying to BM now in chat going, XD, you're dead. Honestly, with how fed the Vayne is, that was a lot closer than I think the enemy team expected it to be. If the Ezreal played that a bit better, if the Lulu maybe got some auto attacks in, I reckon it probably would have been like at least an even trade. Yi goes all in for the Vayne, but yeah. So you can see my constant like talking, and you know, some people say what I'm typing is negative, but what I want to point out, and again, this is where slight spoilers, watch the rest of the game. So I literally give an ultimatum, can we group as 5 or either FF? Like, it's that point of the game to me that we're losing it because we're not grouping. People refuse to group, they're getting caught, they're going in by themselves. Marcy twice in a row was in top lane, got caught by multiple people. Either group, or let's just lose the game. Or let's go next. Which to me, it's a slight negative attitude, I admit, but as I'm going to say, watch the rest of the game. So, and obviously Ezreal, I think that it was him agreeing to me. Because again, when you're grouping, it's so much easier to like coordinate fights. And also, our team comp is reliant on chaos. Having a Master Yi just do anything he wants. Having Ezreal like flying over with his E in the fight. Having a Vlad that can ult and then W in the middle of the fight. And have a Lee Sin kick people all around. And then have a Lulu knock up in the middle of the fight. Our comp is all about chaos in team fights. So that's why I've been like really badgering this point home. Is group, god damn it. Anyway, the enemy team are doing a bit of invade. Knew he was in there. Lee Sin misses his Q. I'm just going to walk in there because I'm kind of thinking, if I get bursted, I can always W. So, you know. The enemy team, you know, they're around the Baron, so you could be thinking, oh, they're thinking of doing Baron, which they might be. They probably do it quite quick, especially with the Kha'Zix with the isolation damage. But now, we're just going to go mid lane. We're going to group mid. There is a dragon coming up soon. Master Yi is a little bit caught out, but this is fine. Master Yi going in on the Vayne. Vayne actually gets caught. She does instantly. We're going for a team fight. Master Yi then, this is the chaos I'm talking about. Double kill. There's the Lulu ultimate. My Vlad ultimate comes down, which gives Yi increased damage, and there's a kill. So, the instant that I say group or FF, we group, we kill them really easily. Like, that wasn't even a competition of how hard that was. And just to remind everybody, the enemy team is still ahead. They're ahead on gold, and that team fight was ridiculously easy because of our team comp. Like, well, for two things. One, because of our comp, because we built off chaos and, like, we help each other. They can't deal with a Yi that's going to be in his Q if they don't focus him, which they didn't. The Vayne also missed positions in that fight. She went too close early. She had the flash, still died. Then on top of that, we have the Vladimir ultimate. I also think Lee Sin got a good kick in. I don't know, maybe. But then we also have the Vladimir ultimate that increases everybody else's damage or the people affected, which I definitely affected the Kha'Zix. Then also the Lulu ultimate that keeps the Master Yi alive and then does a knock-up. It's just a chaos team fight. It's really good. And again, when I'm saying chaos team fight, I know that sounds bad. No, I mean that in a good way, not a bad way. So my build, we are completing another item, which is the stacking one. Again, I'm still not overly convinced with this item because it takes a long time for it to stack to like 100, for example. But like the premise of it, when you do get 100, it's amazing. Anyway, Master Yi does a really nice Q, dodges the Nami bubble. You can see this game is now becoming easier and easier. I knew it from the start, and again, I'm not just saying it because obviously I knew the outcome of the game. I knew this when I was playing the game. So yeah, like, I'm gonna like say that a little bit in chat. Just I'm kind of I think it's fine. Again, what I'd say is it's never a good thing to try and educate your teammates while you're in game because they're in the same rating as you, but this was me just being a little bit annoyed with people not grouping the whole game, and I asked to group, we group, and then the game becomes a lot easier. So I'm like, there you go. And again, my point that I'm saying there is so they can't deal with everything in the end. That's the point that I was making, that if they focus a Yi, then they still have to focus, there's still a Vladimir and an Ezreal. If they focus a Vladimir, well, then there's still a Yi. Like, there's too much for the enemy team to focus when we also can just one-shot their Vayne, who's probably their major person, and then also grouping really hurts a Kha'Zix. So it's just kind of the basics of it. But, yeah. But yeah, like, the saying they probably can't 2v5 the Lulu. I'm just saying maybe, like, sure, but they definitely can't 5v5, and that's probably the more important point. So Nami is in there. They do a little bit of burst on me. I'm just going to go all in on the Gnar because I'm like, screw you. You don't engage on me. I engage on you. We kill him straight away. Nami also nearly dies. I think, again, they have built, I think, their builds, if I press tab sometimes, obviously I can't actually do it. If they press tab, I think they built relative armor. They haven't really built against me. So this is where, as a Vladimir, I can start to show up because they haven't built against me. Anyway, I go for a play on the Ryze because, you know, why not? I didn't have W at the time, but you can see on the minimap, Vayne actually stayed in top lane. She still is in top lane, by the way. So potentially she's got frustrated. Hey, we're winning the whole game. Like, the enemy team, if you look at the top right, are still winning on kills. They're still ahead on kills. So maybe she's like, I can't do anything against their team fight. I'm just going to split push as a Vayne. But even that isn't going to work because we have a pretty damn fast push. We've got a Yi. We've got an Ezreal. We've got even a Lulu does a decent amount. I go for a play. Kha'Zix's going on a desperate play. It looked kind of there. Easton goes for a not bad kick. Lulu ultimate comes down. We don't actually, I don't think, have the... Yeah, Yi's actually just focusing the base, by the way. Do not have him helping. But he does end up getting a tower. He then comes in at the end, kills the Vayne in one shot, and there's the game. So again, from a game that most of it looks pretty bad, that we were losing, the bot lane got owned by a Vayne, which, you know, that shouldn't have happened. You can also see the enemy team like Vayne throws, etc. Not really. Like, I think it was inevitable that our comp was just going to beat theirs, like, eventually. So I'm just going to go into the loading stats, or the stats at the end, so we can see how much rating I gained, we can see how much damage we did, and obviously, yes, the Master Yi was the main carry of this game, there is no mistake in that, but like I mentioned before, is if the rest of us were not really a threat, and they could purely focus the Master Yi, and we didn't do anything, then the game would be hard, but because we actually could all do a little piece, they just couldn't deal with everything. So we actually do end up 6-4-5. We gain 18 LP, and damage-wise, we don't do bad damage. The Master Yi isn't that far ahead, and you can see the Ryze is a lot more ahead than them. But anyway, like, subscribe. See you guys next time. Take care.